Well, good morning and welcome to the Grow Omaha show. Jeff Beals here at your service. We're broadcasting live from the KFAB studios in beautiful downtown Dundee. And congratulations, you have found the only talk show in the metro area that talks about the growth and development of your favorite town and environs. At any rate, we're brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center with 4 metro area locations and Cheer Athletics, the nation's #1 all-star cheer gym. Without any further ado, it's time to bring on my co-host, the legendary real estate deal maker himself, Trenton Magid.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Jeff.
Well, good morning to you. And Trenton, I've got some good news for you and everyone else today. We have a restaurant review, and this week it is Talus, actually, it's got more than a name. It's Talus Spirits and Sustenance. Of course, our restaurant reviews are written by Chris Corey, and you can find these restaurant reviews at growomaha.com. When you get to growomaha.com, just click on EATS, Eats, on the navigation bar, and you can see all the reviews we've done since the beginning of all our reviews. At any rate, Talus is located in Papillion at 109th and Cumberland Drive. This is just off Highway 370. And in the review, Chris defines it as comfort fusion food. And actually, he quotes the owner and the chef.
What's interesting about Talus is it really serves a purpose down in that Papillion area along Highway 370. I think there is a void in what the type of food, and it seems pretty popular. And they're also planning another location about 171st and West Maple Road in the the Whispering Ridge subdivision. And it'll be interesting to see what'll happen. But Chris, what I love about Chris's reviews is we're driving a lot more traffic to all of our social media. So thanks to Chris for that.
Yeah, and like I said, you can find all of our Grow Omaha restaurant reviews, including Talus, at growomaha.com. Simply click on EATS Eats. And by the way, while you're there on growomaha.com, if you don't currently receive our newsletter, which comes out every Thursday afternoon in your email box, go ahead and send in your email address. There's a little form on the website where you can
fill it out. Don't cost nothing.
It costs, that's correct, it costs nothing. Actually, you said a double negative.
Yep.
It costs nothing.
Absolutely. And thank you to all of our sponsors that make that possible.
Let's go into our news of the week, which is brought to you by Eagle Mortgage, eaglemortgagecompany.com. You can find them in person at 114th and Davenport Street. And the reason you want to find them is to get a loan for your piece of the American dream. It's summer, as you know. A lot of people are out there busily looking for new houses. They're thinking about moving. Maybe they're not 100% committed to moving, but they're thinking about moving. If that is you, go ahead and make an appointment with Holly Schneiderwind or one of her team members at Eagle Mortgage. They'll talk with you, figure out what your home buying goals are. They shop the market. They're not a bank. They work with banks. They broker banks and borrowers. And so they can shop from a variety of different banks, find the best lending option for you, match you up. Doesn't matter whether you're going conventional, FHA, VA, some of the specialty loans. They do all of that, and they'll take great care of you. You can find them at eaglemortgagecompany.com. Well, Trenton, looking at the news, the University of Nebraska Medical Center continues to make progress on the development of their Saddle Creek campus. This is the new campus that is west of Saddle Creek Road. And if you haven't driven by lately, a lot of road construction going on in that area. If you're commuting, that's kind of an inconvenience, but it's exciting if you care about Omaha growth and development, because they're improving traffic flow for the Catalyst project, which is coming along nicely. The Catalyst is the project that will be in the former Omaha Steelworks factory. And the Omaha Planning Board approved the final plat and rezoning for the Western Campus expansion around that new Catalyst project. And everything is coming along great. The Catalyst is on track for an early 2025 opening. And then also the Administration and Research Building, known as CORE, will start to go vertical this fall. It is right immediately on the southwest corner of Farnham Street and Saddle Creek Road. Also, an undisclosed private developer is considering building approximately 250 apartment units wrapped around a future parking garage. That Med Center West Saddle Creek campus is absolutely blowing up.
It's amazing to watch Nebraska Medicine just expand and all the complementary development around it. And you said a parking garage inside of an apartment complex. You know, for many years, Jeff, on the show, we've talked about pedestal, where you'd have parking on 3 levels or whatever, and then you'd have apartments above. Now, if you look at Broadmoor's development out on the old Boys Town property, Heartwood Preserve, you see this giant concrete structure, and everybody didn't know what it was, a jail or whatever, but it's really the parking garage insulated inside and wrapped around apartments.
Well, the city council this week approved Mayor Stothart's appointed board members for the new Omaha Inland Port Authority. This authority is created and regulated by state law and was initially introduced by Omaha Senator Justin Wayne. This new Port Authority board is authorized to procure and assemble property for development into what we call shovel-ready industrial sites within designated areas. The district has boundaries defined by certain proximity to waterways, highways, and airports. The Omaha Inland Port Authority is located in North Omaha, appropriately just west of Eppley Airfield. Just kind of on the north side of Carter Lake. Good place for it. Exciting project. It's not without controversy, but an exciting project because it should bring a heck of a lot of industrial and maybe other types of development to North Omaha.
I was glad to see our friend and collaborator Mike Riedman, chairman or president emeritus of NP Dodge Residential Sales. He is one of the appointed board members with lots of experience.
Yeah, and you know. We had Omaha, Greater Omaha Chamber Executive Heath Mello on the show last week, and he was talking about how challenging it is to get nice-sized, large industrial land to develop new industrial buildings inside the city of Omaha. This does that. And if you think about it, that makes a lot of sense. Parts of the city of Omaha have been around since the 1860s or whatever. And so it's hard just to clear a bunch of land to build distribution centers and factories. This inland port makes that more possible. And we need that. We need to keep bringing in good jobs into the heart of the city.
No question about it. If you get a chance, go to growomaha.com and look at last week's show with Heath Mello interview. He covers a lot of territory.
Well, Food Bank of the Heartland officially announced its relocation from its current location at 105th and J Street to a 12-acre site on the northeast corner of 84th and L. This is the old H&H Chevrolet dealership where they were located for many years before they moved out to Steel Ridge near Highway 370 and Interstate 80. At any rate, this new Omaha Food Bank building at 84th and Dodge is going to be a $37 million project, and it's going to require the demolition of the old H&H Chevrolet buildings and then the construction of a 105,000 square foot facility. Move-in should happen sometime in 2026. Aside from the good that the food bank does, very necessary service it does these days, if you look at the rendering, this is a cool warehouse building. We're talking high ceiling and everything.
You can drive by now, and they're demolishing a few of the buildings. I think the big building hasn't started yet, but there's some smaller ones on site. That is a really nice site. I was surprised that they bought it, but it's a heck of a location, and everybody needs to be fed.
Yeah, and the groundbreaking for that took place just within the last week. And while reading some of the notes about the groundbreaking, I didn't realize that the Omaha Food Bank provides services all the way out to the Wyoming border.
Wow.
I mean, all of Nebraska except for a few counties around Lincoln. Other than that, the Omaha Food Bank, even a bunch of counties in western Iowa up toward Sioux City area. So it's a big operation. Well, the city of Omaha and the Omaha Performing Arts Society are jointly applying for state assistance through turnback taxes under that Sports Arena Facility Financing Assistance Act. So you think, Omaha Performing Arts Sports Arena? Well, hear me out. Under the act, a municipality can apply for state funds garnered from sales taxes collected by retailers within 600 yards of a qualified facility. In the application, the qualified facility is the recently constructed Steelhouse Omaha. The requested turnback will help fund the promotion of the arts and cultural events in the city. Makes sense to me. And there are, because of the Capital District, a lot of retail facilities within 600 yards of the Steelhouse.
You're going to see a lot of projects chasing that same incentive.
It will indeed be interesting to see. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your news of the week, the Grow Omaha Development News of the Week, that is, brought to you by Eagle Mortgage, eaglemortgagecompany.com. Going to take our first break of the hour, and when we come back, Trenton and I are going to be talking about tourism. There are a bunch of tourism awards that came out recently, and this is going to give us an idea of some of the best businesses that are geared toward tourism, and we're also going to talk maybe about a little bit of Omaha tourism trivia. You'll like it. You don't want to miss any of it. You're listening to Grow Omaha, brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center and Cheer Athletics on News Radio 1110 KFAB. And welcome back to the show. Jeff Beals sitting here next to Trenton Magid. We are brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center along with Cheer Athletics. And let me tell you, Cheer Athletics is an outstanding organization if you are interested in making a kid in your life a better person with a brighter future. Cheer Athletics is part of the All-Star Cheer revolution, if you will. All-Star Cheer is a competitive sport that is becoming more and more popular around the world, and the Cadillac brand in All-Star Cheer is Cheer Athletics. Started in Dallas, now has multiple locations around the U.S. The 12th location ever to open was right here in Omaha, southwest of Highways 50 and 370 in Papillion. And they do such a great job providing tumbling skills and competitive skills and teamwork skills and communication skills. Cheer Athletics offers novice, regional, and national co-ed teams that compete with the best of the country. If you're interested in learning more for your kid or grandkid, go to caomaha.com, CA as in Cheer Athletics, caomaha.com. Well, Trenton, we want to talk a little bit about tourism. Tourism, very important business in the Omaha area. In fact, if you want proof that tourism is important, I have some information from Visit Omaha. Visit Omaha is the local area's Convention and Visitors Bureau. But tourism brings in 13.5 million total visitors per year. Of that 13.5 million, 7.3 million are just day visitors. 6.2 million will spend at least one night in our hotels. And these tourists generate $300 million in tax collections. They spend $1.46 billion in Omaha. Of that, the day visitors spend $526 million, and the overnight visitors spend $936 million. Got another statistic for you that's very, very important. Tourism here in Omaha sustains more than 15,000 jobs.
15,000 jobs, and I think the room capacity, I think the occupancy has really increased the last few months.
Yeah, we've had really good occupancy this year in Omaha tourism. And the other nice thing, why we talk about tourism a lot on Grow Omaha is not just because it usually results in the construction of hotels and restaurants, and we love talking about construction and real estate development. But we also talk about it because of all these aforementioned things it does for the economy. It is said that tourism is the ultimate clean industry. You know, you say you want clean, sustainable industries. Tourism is a clean industry because people come in. You don't have to provide social services for them. Yeah. Very few tourists commit crimes, unless maybe they've been drinking in the old market too much. But they come in, they leave their problems at home. They come here, they spend money. While you're out of town, almost everyone spends more money than they normally do when they're at home over a regular weekend or a regular trip, and then they go back home.
And tell people about a great time in Omaha, hopefully.
Yeah. All right, so the question is, what do they do when they come here? And so for this segment, we are going to share the results of the recent Omaha Metropolitan Area Tourism Awards. This is an annual thing that is done in partnership. It's a partnership among the Visit Omaha, which is the Omaha CVB, Convention and Visitors
Run
Bureau.
by Deb Ward.
Yeah, we love Deb Ward. And Sarpy County Tourism. Our friend Fred Huey runs Sarpy County Tourism, and the Council Bluffs Convention and Visitors Bureau. So these three Convention and Visitors Bureaus get together. They do this, and for 2024, the public casted a record-breaking 24,576 votes for these tourism awards, Douglas, Sarpy, and Potawatomi counties. And the purpose is to recognize, based on public opinion, the best hotel, the best restaurant, the best retail business, and the best attraction. Now, let's start with Douglas County. Trenton Magid, would you care to guess what the best attraction in Douglas County is?
It's not this. It was the zoo, of course.
Yeah, it's the zoo. I was going to say this is a.
It's funny because
this is a layup.
We went. Yeah, I know. We went to the comedy Funny Bone, and one of the warm-up comedians was just giving all the Omahans in the audience crap about everybody's like, "Oh, you're not from here? Been to the zoo yet?" Like he was.
Yeah.
He was
I'm a traveling comedian.
Yeah.
I'm not going to the zoo.
But we're proud of our zoo, and we'll fight anybody who says that San Diego or any other zoo is better than ours.
Oh yeah, like Trenton, you and I haven't been in a fight with anyone in a long time, and we would take that fight.
Absolutely.
At least,
so the zoo is obviously a natural.
Yeah. So. And that one, could you imagine how funny it would be if it came in second place, but it was the number one zoo in the world as it was recently voted. Anyway, yes, Omaha's Henry Dorley Zoo and Aquarium, number one best attraction in Douglas County. But here are the runners-up, according to the voting. The runners-up were the new Kiewit Luminarium and Boys Town.
It's fresh. Yeah, Boys Town was kind of a surprise, and then they divided it to Sarpy County as well as Potawatomi too, right?
Yeah, these are just the Douglas County attractions. So staying in Douglas County, let's look at Best Hotel. The winner was the Farnham Hotel, which is an autograph collection boutique hotel.
I know the runner-up.
Okay, what was it?
The Klimpton Cottonwood.
Yes, sir. Kempton Cottonwood Hotel was the first runner-up, and the second runner-up was Moxie Omaha. And I'm thinking you would have preferred the Kempton to be number one.
Yeah, that's all right. It had some family history, yeah.
His great-grandfather, in case you don't know, owned the original Blackstone Hotel, and the Kempton Cottonwood Hotel is in the Blackstone building, which is the namesake of the entire district there. So Farnham, great hotel right in the landmark building at 14th and Farnham Street. Kempton in the Blackstone district, and Moxie Hotel is a very new hotel in the Old Market at 12th and Harney. All right, best restaurants in Douglas County according to the Tourism Awards. Winner, Greek Islands Restaurant.
Wow, local favorite.
I like the Greek Islands a lot. I'm a big fan of it. I don't think I would say it's the number one restaurant in all of Douglas County.
I agree. 35th and Center. That's one of those restaurants that is just kind of out of sight, out of mind, but it has a huge following of people coming from the west, east, north, and south.
Runners-up were Yoshitomo and V. Mertz. I love both those places.
Good places. I really like Boiler Room, too, which is kind of a classic place that people don't think about always.
Yeah, Boiler Room would have been very deserving in there. Okay, so the best retail in Douglas County, the winner was Made in Omaha. The runners-up were Prairie in Bloom and Novella Eve. Novella Eve in the Old Market, right next to Dib's Pub. Did I mispronounce it?
I don't know.
Okay.
We don't have any French speakers here.
Prairie Bloom, North Downtown. I'm not sure where's Made in Omaha.
There's a few of them.
Okay.
There's the items that are made in Omaha, around Omaha, and I Love Omaha T-shirts and stuff like that.
Time for Sarpy County. The best attraction in Sarpy County, the winner was Schramm State Park Education Center. The runners-up were the Sarpy County Fairgrounds and Gifford Farms.
So the Air and Space Museum, isn't that in Sarpy?
Yeah, Air and Space, the Lee Simmons... No. Air and Space is in Cass County.
Is it Cass?
Yeah, it's just over the river from Sarpy County. That's right. I would have thought maybe Valas would have been up there. That's in Sarpy County. But Schramm State Park Education Center it is. So go there if you want to find an attraction. Best hotel in Sarpy County, Embassy Suites by Hilton La Vista. Runners-up, Courtyard by Marriott La Vista, and Hampton Inn and Suites La Vista. A lot of La Vista. Best restaurant, the winner in Sarpy County, Sweet Rice Thai Food Express. Never been there. And other runners-up, Good Life Sports Bar and Grill Gretna and Luigi's Italian Restaurant.
Man, there's room for competition down there.
Yeah, there's a little more of an open potential in Sarpy County than to Douglas. Best retail, Main Street Decor and More. Runners-up, Robin's Nest and Town and Country Floral.
Wow.
So let's go.
We don't get out as much in Sarpy.
Apparently, I need to go to Sarpy County more often. Best attraction in Potawatomi County. We're now in Potawatomi County. The winner is Mount Crescent Ski Area. That's had kind of a resurgence in recent years. And the runners-up are Phoenix Movie Theater and Hoff Family Arts and Culture Center. So we might need to look up the addresses on those, Trenton, if we're going to check them out.
Stump the Go Boys.
Stump the Go Boys.
With our own report.
Maybe we should have done some pre-show research. Best hotel in Potawatomi County. The winner is the Holiday Inn Hotel and Suites at Ameristar Casino. The runners-up are a Hilton Garden Inn and a Spring Hill Suites. Best restaurant, winner in Potawatomi County. Why, Pizza King, of course. And the runners-up are the Bucksnort Neola and the Minden Bowl Cafe. So we're going a little further out in Potawatomi
Hopefully
County.
the Minden Bowl Cafe is still there.
In Neola and in Minden, which are two smaller towns in Potawatomi County. And finally, best retail in Potawatomi County, Unique Boutique, Iowa. And the runners-up are Bev's Porch and the Olive Branch.
Duh.
I'm thinking Bev's Porch either could be a place or it could be Bev's Porch.
Well, now you know, ladies and gentlemen.
And those are your Metropolitan Omaha Area Tourism Awards for 2024, according to nearly 25,000 people who voted. Folks, we're going to take our middle of the show break for the news. And when we come back, we're going to talk about the Fortune 500 list. Every year it comes out, and every year Omaha punches above its weight. We're going to tell you where the Omaha companies ranked. We're going to tell you how Omaha and Nebraska compared with surrounding states for most Fortune 500 company headquarters. You're going to love it. It'll be a fun conversation. It might be an eye-opener for you. You're listening to Grow Omaha, brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center and Cheer Athletics on News Radio 1110 KFAB. And welcome back to Grow Omaha, the area's only show that focuses on the growth and development of your favorite city. I'm Jeff Beals. He's Trenton Magid. And we are brought to you by Cheer Athletics and Dingman's Collision Center. Dingman's is the top auto body shop in the metro area. And if you want proof, they always win those Best of Omaha awards because they do such a good job. They are family owned and operated, been around since 1996. They have 4 locations, 120th and Maple, Midtown Omaha, 144th and Industrial Road, and in downtown Papillion. They'll help you with your auto body paint repair. They even have mechanical services too. Trenton knows them personally. He's their commercial real estate broker of record, and you've been together at Dingman's a long time.
Oh, yeah, over 20 years. Just wonderful people, wonderful family. That's their real last name, Dingman's, which is perfect.
Yeah.
And
it's not Door Dingman's, it's just Dingman's.
Yep. And they will treat you right. They've treated me right, and my friends right, and just love their work.
At Dingman's Collision Center, thank you to them for being a sponsor of the show. All right, we have to give you some information about going on in North Downtown as part of our Noddle Companies Commercial Real Estate Development Report. Noddle Companies is one of the most famous and most respected real estate developers in Omaha. And they don't just work in Omaha, they're all over the place nationwide. Here in Omaha, they are famous for a lot of things. One of the things they're famous for, corporate headquarters buildings. Recently, in recent years, they did that beautiful Valmont headquarters building on the west side of Heartwood Preserve, the old Boys Town West property. Also in 2019, I think it was, they opened up the brand new HDR corporate headquarters in Exarban. Beautiful 10-story building. And then they're famous for places, Exarban Village being one of the places they created. They do places like River's Edge and Council Bluffs. And lately, one of the Noddle Company's developments or places we've been talking about is the Builders District. That's that part of North Downtown, just west of Charles Schwab Field. It's anchored by Kiewit's global headquarters, which they were involved in as well. And last week, we told you that a lot of progress is being made on Noddle Company's Builders District private park that will be open to the public with lots of amenities between 16th and 17th Street, a little bit south of Cumming. Well, there's some activity to the west there. Now we know, and we've talked about on Grow Omaha, that Creighton University is going to have its own softball and baseball fields for competition. And we believe those are going to start construction maybe early, call it maybe spring of next year, so less than a year from now. And they're going to be in several of those blocks that are just west of 17th and south of Cumming. But there's some dirt work going on there. If you go to if you can picture the dental college, which is right there on Cumming Street, just to the southeast of that, there's some dirt work going on. So that's for a building that would be separate from the ballparks. But when you start seeing that ballpark construction going on there next spring, Trenton, it's going to be a very exciting time for North Downtown.
One of the things I like about these developments, and Creighton's always have development ideas in the pipeline and projects, some we don't even know about and they haven't announced yet. But between Noddle's Builders District, Creighton University, the new baseball softball complex, I like the cohesiveness. And then you also have Civic Square that's going to happen with White Lotus, the old Civic Auditorium site. All of these developers, I believe, are talking to each other and making sure they complement each other and not just compete with each other.
Well, then much further west on the Creighton University campus, the older part of campus, if you will, demolition is underway on Kiewit Hall. This, what is it, probably about a 60-year-old residence hall. Pretty tall building. I think it's about somewhere around 12 stories, I would estimate. I might be off on that. But that's coming down. The wrecking ball is really going to town on that thing. And I think that's kind of emotional for a lot of Creighton alums because for years it was the freshman dorm and a lot of memories will last even though the wrecking ball is taking the building down. But that campus is just undergoing so much and it ties in so nicely to that Builders District. And ladies and gentlemen, that is your Noddle Company's Commercial Real Estate Development Spotlight of the Week. You can learn more about Noddle simply by going to their website, noddlecompanies.com. Well, we want to talk about the Fortune 500. And we like to brag here on Grow Omaha that Omaha punches above its weight when it comes to big companies that are located here. And the 2024 list just came out. And if you need a refresher, the Fortune 500 is the 500 largest companies in the United States by revenue. And Fortune does this every year. It's now in its 70th year. The Fortune 500 is now 70 years old. And now what's interesting, they always market it as the Fortune 500, and that's what they focus on. But they also rank the second 500. So it's really the Fortune 1000, even though they focus primarily on the 500. But looking at just the Fortune 500, those 500 companies represent 2/3 of the United States gross domestic product. Altogether, those 500 companies generate $18.8 trillion in annual revenue, $1.7 trillion in annual profits, and $43 trillion in market value. Altogether, those 500 companies employ 31 million people.
Did I read that Microsoft is an all-time high, their market cap, and it's over $3 trillion? I think I heard that yesterday.
You may have, but I didn't read it, so I don't know.
That's unbelievable.
That's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive. All right. Well, here is the unveiling of the Fortune 500 companies in Omaha. There were 4, just like last year, 4 Omaha-based companies that made the Fortune 500 and 8 Fortune 1000 companies based in Omaha. That's up from 7 last year.
We'll take it.
Okay, Trenton, this is a Stump the Trenton, or I could say Stump the Tone Star. Some of us call him Tone Star as a nickname. So here's a Stump the Tone Star. What is the Omaha company that entered the Fortune 1000 list at number 937 that wasn't there last year?
Is it? I'll guess Green Plains Energy.
No, they were already on there. I'm going to start giving you some hints. They're in the banking and finance industry, and they have a very tall building.
First National Bank?
First National Bank, yeah.
And they're private.
Yeah, they made it. Yeah, you can be a private company, like Cargill is in there. They're private. So here's the list. By the way, there were 8 companies in the Fortune 1000 from Omaha and 8 from Nebraska, meaning there's no other company on the list in Nebraska that is not headquartered right here in Omaha. So, folks, this is the business center of the state, if you didn't already know that. Number 5, Berkshire Hathaway. No surprise there that they are the biggest one in Omaha, but that's up from number 7 last year. So Berkshire is
that's
bigger.
number 5 in the country.
Yeah, they are number 5 on the Fortune 500 list.
Now, this is just the country, not the world, right?
Just the United States.
Okay.
Just the United States. There is a global Fortune 500 on which Berkshire is highly rated, but I don't have that on my computer screen in front of me. So Berkshire, $364 billion in revenue last year, puts them at number 5 on the list.
They probably have $200 billion in cash.
They have an awful lot. All right. The second biggest company headquartered in Omaha or Nebraska is Union Pacific Railroad, ranking at number 170. Big drop off from 5 to 170. But UP is still has more than $24 billion in annual revenue.
Nice.
Great big rolling railroad. Number 239, or the third largest company in Omaha, Nebraska, Peter Kiewit Sons, the massive construction company. Over $17 billion.
Great corporate employer.
And the anchor of the Builders District that we were just talking about with their headquarters building. Coming in at number 306, the fourth biggest company to be headquartered in Omaha, Nebraska, Mutual of Omaha, just under $14 billion in annual revenue. And they, of course, are building the city's future tallest building downtown at 14th
Absolutely.
and
And they're opening up a development site for somebody on their old campus.
And that is something we anticipate with great eagerness. We'll find out hopefully in about a year or so what's going to happen there when they move downtown. All right, now let's go into outside the Fortune 500, but still in the Fortune 1000. The fifth biggest company in Nebraska or Omaha comes in at number 726, Valmont Industries, with over $4 billion. And Trenton, the company you guessed earlier, Green Plains Energy, number 845 on the Fortune 1000 list, just over $3 billion. And the seventh biggest company based in Omaha, Werner Enterprises.
Nice.
Werner, we love Werner. They do amazing stuff.
Know a lot of employees
everywhere.
over there.
And come again?
I know a lot of people that work there.
Yeah. $3.28 billion for Werner. And number 937, newcomer to the list, FNBO, just under $2.8 billion in annual revenue. So how does Omaha compare? Well, we looked at a few surrounding states. And we have to first start with Iowa, since part of our metro area is in Iowa. Nebraska beat the heck out of Iowa for a number of companies. We have 8 of them in Nebraska, only 3 in Iowa. And the 3 in Iowa are Casey's, the gas station empire, coming in at number 274. They're based in Ankeny, Iowa. Coming in at number 310 is Principal Financial, which is located in Des Moines. And coming in at number 922, also in Des Moines, is American National Group, which I believe is insurance.
Excellent.
Okay, South Dakota, 0. Wyoming, 0. But Kansas fared better. They have 1 in the Fortune 500 and altogether 4 in the Fortune 1000. Missouri did very, very well. They have more than we do.
Really?
They should. They've got like 6 million people to our 2 million people. Missouri had 7 companies in the Fortune 500 and then a total of 20 in the Fortune 1000. What's interesting in Missouri is the St. Louis area blows Kansas City out of the way blows Kansas City out of the water for most Fortune 500
that makes sense.
headquarters. So Kansas City punches below its weight for its size, but it does have some. Now, Let's see. The other state we looked at, Colorado. Colorado doing great. They had 9 companies in the Fortune 500 alone, and then a total of 23 in the Fortune 1000.
Impressive.
And Omaha, we didn't go ahead and make a list of other cities, but you would be surprised if you looked at the list of companies or cities that are bigger than Omaha that have fewer than our 5 in the Fortune 500 and our 8 in the 1000. So it's kind of some fun talk. If you want to learn more about that, check out the big story that came out in the newsletter that we published just a couple days ago, and you can get some more statistics about that there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to take our final break of the hour. And when we come back, it will be the Perkins Kreitzer Lightning Round. I'm looking at the list, and I'm seeing a lot of stuff on it. Stay with us. You're listening to Jeff Beals, sitting next to Trenton Magid. We're brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center and Cheer Athletics on News Radio 1110 KFAB. And welcome back to Grow Omaha. It is time for the Lightning Round, which is when we talk about a lot of things in a very short period of time. Thank you to Perkins Kreitzer Construction for making this possible. Perkins Kreitzer Construction is a Class A general contractor headquartered right here in Omaha, but also serving the greater area. And when we say greater, we're not just talking about the suburbs. I mean, we're talking about Lincoln, we're talking Grand Island, Norfolk, Kearney, North Platte, Sioux City, all of that area. And they have an experienced team of project managers, administrators, supers, even carpenters and laborers, all sorts of experience there. They'll do anything from healthcare buildings to retail, office buildings, education, religious, industrial, financial, restaurants. We've talked about restaurants recently. They've done some Jersey Mike's restaurants. They've done some Thirst Tea, which is kind of like that tea and boba type place. They do all sorts of things. And if you are interested in doing a building project, call Perkins Kreitzer. Dave Kreitzer leads everything over there, does a fantastic job of it. We've met several of his team members, and we're impressed with who and what we see. Perkins Kreitzer Construction, sponsor of your Grow Omaha Lightning Round. Well, let's get right into it. Hollywood Candy, a retro candy shop and arcade located in the Old Market, 12th and Jackson, will soon offer alcoholic slushies and shakes after the City Council approved a liquor license on a 6-0 vote this week. What could be better than candy and booze?
Sugar up your kids and inebriate yourself.
My kids are old now, but I'll at least maybe sugar up myself and inebriate myself.
Yep.
Hollywood Candy, cool concept down there in the Old Market. Chili Dogs Foods of Fire has officially opened its new Gretna location. The address is 11844 Standing Stone Drive in the former Bell Pool and Patio space. The business is owned by a sibling duo, launched in 2005 in Blair, but they've moved to Gretna. Good product there, spicy product. Golden Apple Buffet has officially opened at 9614 South 71st Plaza in Papillion. It's just northeast of 72nd and Cornhusker Road. The buffet offers 150 Chinese food and sushi items. Do you think that's enough?
Yeah, I think so.
I could probably fill up on 150 or fewer. All right, bad news for Austin's Steaks and Saloon fans. The traditional steakhouse that reopened in November of 2019 after being gone for several years has sold its assets and will officially close on June 9th. This steakhouse officially opened back in 1986, then went dormant for a number of years. And I got to say...
so they were at 120th and L Street, and now they're closing at 168th and West Center Road.
Yeah, 168th and West Center Road. The exact address is 16920 Wright Plaza. But I was a little surprised when they reopened a while back. It was not a brand I would have expected to be reincarnated or resurrected.
But we've seen this with a few different concepts that people try to bring them back, and what's the Mexican place that opened up and closed too. I
don't know.
The one.
Okay.
What out west? You know what it was.
I don't know. So, folks, that's live radio right there. We're trying to figure it out. We'll have to get back to you next week. Tom Yum Nook Nook, spelled Knook, is a new family-owned Thai restaurant that debuted this week at 1401 East Gold Coast Road in Papillion. It's near Ollie and Hobbs off of Highway 370, offering authentic Thai cuisine, plus the boba teas, desserts, and all that sort of thing. And then also, Trenton, we have Stories Coffee Company, a family-owned coffee shop and roastery with locations in Omaha and Lincoln, will soon release an espresso and tea cocktail menu, so fans can look forward to that. And real fast, Trenton, we had a soft opening for Smash Park, I understand.
Yeah, absolutely. You can look at the community development director, Bruce Fountain with La Vista, attended a soft opening and put some pictures on Facebook, and they do a great job over there.
And it's located just by the Embassy Suites and the Capellas in La Vista. That's the show for this week. I'm Jeff Beals.
And I'm Trenton Magid.
You've been listening to Grow Omaha, brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center, Cheer Athletics, and Perkins Kreitzer Construction. We'll chat with you next week at 9 right here on News Radio 1110 KFAB. If you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And remember, Grow Omaha is not just media. This is a mission. We are trying to build up Omaha and make it an even better place. We can only do that with your help. Share this video with your friends, neighbors, and family.